The letter arrived after my father had already died. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Your support makes this journey possible. I used to think silence was peaceful, that if nobody talked, nobody could hurt you. But silence has a way of screaming when it's too late. I hadn't spoken to my father in 7 years. Not after the night I walked out with a backpack and more anger than sense. He was strict, cold, the kind of man who believed love was something you showed with rules, not hugs. And I was tired of living in a house where breathing felt like asking permission. So I left. At first it felt powerful, like I'd finally chosen myself. Weeks turned into months, months into years. I built a life without him in it. A small apartment, a decent job, new friends who never asked about my family. Whenever his name came up in my head, I pushed it away. Some wounds feel easier to ignore than heal. Then one afternoon, a letter showed up in my mailbox. No return address, just my name and handwriting I recognized instantly. My hands started shaking before I even opened it. Inside was a single page. Son, if you're reading this, I probably don't have much time left. And I don't know if you'll ever forgive me, but I need you to know something. I sat down on the floor before my legs gave out. I was never good with words. I thought being a father meant being strong all the time. But I was wrong. I confused control with care. My throat tightened. I saw your fear and I called it weakness. I saw your dreams and I called them unrealistic. But the truth is, I was scared you'd become more than I ever was. I had to stop reading, 'cause suddenly I wasn't angry anymore. I was 5 years old again, holding his hand crossing the street. I was 10, waiting for him to show up at my school play. I was 16, pretending I didn't care when he missed my graduation. I wanted to say I love you so many times, the letter continued. But pride is a stupid thing. It builds walls you can't climb over later. Tears were falling onto the paper now. If there's one thing I want before I go, it's to hear your voice again. Not to argue. Not to explain. Just to say goodbye properly. At the bottom was a hospital name. And a room number. I didn't even grab my jacket. I ran. The bus felt too slow. Every red light felt personal. By the time I reached the hospital, my chest hurt from breathing too fast. I asked the nurse for his room. She looked at her screen. Then she looked at me. "I'm sorry," she said softly. "He passed away about 40 minutes ago." The world went quiet. Not peaceful quiet, the kind of quiet where your heart is shouting and nobody can hear it. I stood there holding a letter from a man who had finally found his words. After it was too late for me to answer, I walked into the room anyway. He looked smaller than I remembered. Weaker. Human. I sat beside him and whispered the words I never thought I'd say. "I'm here, Dad.